YouTube, hey, it's Swamper back with you again. We are in the glorious outdoors. We are outside today. The sun is coming out really good. I wanted to get this in, guys, before it got too hot outside. I've already watered my garden this morning, but I want to give you an update of what's going on in our garden, you all. As you see, we have great new growth, but y'all stay tuned as I break down what we have done and what we're doing. All right, first of all, guys, I want to show you what we're doing here and what we use to do garden maintenance, if you will, to make sure we have great growth and to make sure we actually have insect control. So the first product I use is Super Thrive. It is liquid concentrate, but listen, this stuff is really, really good. It says drop a cup, 1 drop per 4-ounce cup, or 1/4 teaspoon per gallon. This is Stiricide BT. BT is great for caterpillars and worms on fruit and vegetables, especially for your tomatoes. You will get tomato worms, you all. I mean, if you have, I don't know where they come from, but they know where tomato is. So this stuff is really very good for tomato worms as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is also about 2 teaspoons per gallon. All right, now we got this fish fertilizer. Fish fertilizer is always good, guys. The great thing I like about fish fertilizer is you can't get it wrong. It's 511, and as you see, it says it's for organic gardening and it won't burn your plants. You can over fertilize, so make sure you have that in mind, that if you just buy these fertilizers and you don't know what you're doing, you can over fertilize. But this will, and when you over fertilize, it burns your plants. This will not burn, guaranteed not to burn. So look, if you notice, it says vegetables, bedding plants, bulbs, and annuals, 2 tablespoons per gallon of water. All right, finally I got the 7 liquid. This is actually insect killer concentrate. If you want to control caterpillars, June bugs, and all that, I'm a person, if you haven't figured it out by now, I literally like to do at least 2 things to control, because I do the same thing with dewormer for my dogs, but that's another subject. I don't believe in just one and done. I believe in at least doing at least 2 types of things to help your plants grow and thrive, and it keeps bugs away. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is 2 tablespoons also per gallon. All of the instructions are in this when you buy it. All right, and finally what I did was I ended up buying me a 1-gallon container to spray my garden, because what happens is you get those spray bottles, they don't work like this. And what I do, guys, is literally I put a gallon of water in here, and then I put each one of these, as it says, per gallon. I mix it all together. So guess what, now I'm spraying insecticide and I'm spraying fertilizer all at one time for everything. So that's my deal. Of course, you all know I'll have links in my description for all of this stuff, you all. So just if you want to get it for your garden, you'll certainly go down and check down in the links. All right, last time, guys, we have done a little thing, some different stuff. We added some things. I think we started last time. I think we stopped last time with 25 pots. I've added a few pots, y'all. I have 30 pots now. Yeah, I know, once you start, you just start. I just love to see stuff grow. Y'all get it? I love to see stuff grow. All right, so check it out. So this is actually a pepper plant. It's a Tabasco plant. It's not, I don't think it's doing the best. I've never grown Tabascos before, so I don't know what to expect. I imagine eventually it'll take off. But these are my 2 smallest plants that I planted. This is an Habanero, and this Habanero I've never grown either, but the plant is healthy. There's not a lot of bug activity, so it's not being killed. I mean, so it is living. So I imagine the hotter it gets, the better it'll take off. All right, these are those strawberries, guys. These are the Quinoa Strawberries, and as you see, we have strawberries. I mean, strawberries are growing. I mean, as you see, everything is doing well. Same thing on this plant. These are Quinoa as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these are Quinoa as well. All right, but this one is actually a Chandler, and if you see, we got bigger strawberries. I ended up buying a trellis because I saw that these vines were trying to run, guys. So I bought a trellis so I can actually start getting strawberries to go up and that way they don't want to go so much of the pot. Also, I added this sweet corn. Listen, when you have corn, you have to have at least 2 because they cross-pollinate. All right, cross-pollination, you don't have to have bees or anything to pollinate corn. What they do is they plant them in rows because the wind, as you see now, is blowing. Probably hear it blowing too. They pollinate each other. So this is going to be sweet corn. All right. Now these are peppers. And if you notice, we're starting to get plants. We're starting to get buds, flowers on it. So they are actually going to produce peppers. And this is a tam jalapeno pepper. So if you can see this, this is a tam jalapeno pepper. So we are doing pretty good on the tam jalapeno peppers. All right. Also, I believe this is the same thing, but I will make sure for you. This is a regular jalapeno pepper. All right. So the tam jalapeno and the regular jalapeno are doing well. Now, just to keep you going, listen, these are banana peppers. All right. I've already picked several peppers from this plant, and this is also beside it another banana pepper. So, but my banana peppers are already growing. You see buds, you see small banana peppers. Somehow one of the stems broke right here, but I'm not worried about that because banana peppers will produce and produce and produce. Now what I want to show you are my squash plants. All right, my squash plants are growing fine, and I started doing some studying because my issue is my squash are actually shriveling up before they reach maturity. They always start great like this, and then they shrivel up. All right, my stuff gets plenty of water because I have controlled watering, but I have buds already, but you see those squash are shriveling up. So my research has shown me that what's happening is the flowers are not being pollinated like they should. So thankfully today, hope you saw that. Thankfully today, and I will admit, this is literally the first day, guys, that I've seen bees on my plants. I was trying to catch them for you. I've seen 4 bees going back and forth. So basically, hopefully, we'll pull the immature plants off that has shriveled up, and hopefully we will get. Hope you see that bee. Yes, he'll come out in a minute. Hopefully these bees will do their job and pollinate these plants for us, because there's a male flower and there's a female flower, and it has to be pollinated, guys. So I just had a bee to go in here. So as you see, he is doing his thing, and there's another bee right there. So hopefully, y'all, we can get some great squash out of these. I mean, I have great growth, as you see, but again, they have to be pollinated. Now, there is a method that you can self-pollinate with like a paintbrush. You can come here with a stiff paintbrush and you can get some pollen out of here. And as you see, the bees are doing their thing. You can get some pollen out of here and actually rub it on the other plant, you know, but I much rather nature do its own thing. But I will have to actually pull some of these shriveled plants out of here. All right, so that's enough for squash. I have crook neck squash and straight neck squash, 2 of each, so they're going well. All right. Also, my next plant, guys, is a yellow bell pepper. All right, this is a yellow bell pepper, as you can see, and we are actually having peppers grow. So every bud, so we're growing and we're doing well on this one. Also, this is another pepper plant. Pepper plants are easy to grow, and believe it or not, because they're easy to grow, they're also easy to store. You can actually freeze bell peppers and it's fine. All right, we usually, so this is a red bell pepper plant here. All right, this is a red bell pepper, and we already getting peppers here as well, so you can see that. Now we go to our green bell pepper. All right, the green bell pepper is already producing nice peppers, guys. If you can see that, I put these in tomato cages because they were leaning over, so I decided to give it some more support. So as you can see, these are nice bell peppers, and the same thing on these. Very nice bell peppers. and they are doing well. All right, so just for watering purposes, you all, I at least water once a day, sometimes twice a day, depends on how hot the day is going to be. I'll get up early, you know, 5:50, 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock I'm out here watering. Of course, you can see that one as well. It has a nice pepper on it as well. All right, so let's get to these tomatoes, you all. These tomato plants are huge. They are growing. They are producing tomatoes. I try to spray them with that insecticide like I told you, and fertilizer, because you don't want to get the hornworms or the tomato worms to actually eat up your fruit. They will eat up and they will strip your leaves. Now, I know you're saying we got all that plant, where the tomatoes? Bam. Bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. All right, so we are growing tomatoes, you all. And what's interesting is I'm not really a tomato lover, but again, I love to see this stuff grow. As you can see, we are having tomatoes growing at every turn. So we will probably give a lot of this stuff away. So let's get to this side. Our cabbage. You see we have a nice head of cabbage. Also, this one is growing. This one was a little slower growing than this one, but they're growing, okay? And what I did, again, me love to see stuff grow. I got to this watermelon plant. I saw it out there and I said, you know, I'm gonna try it. This is a tender, sweet orange watermelon. It has yellow flesh, or orange flesh, whatever you want to call it. But what I plan on doing, guys, I know it's gonna come out of this pot, it's no problem. I'm gonna try to train it to go along the edge of this bed. All right, these are eggplants. All right, they're growing, they're healthy. This is a Black Beauty, and this is an Ichabod eggplant, and this is another watermelon plant. This is a Crimson Sweet. Again, as you see, it's going to be a vine. If you don't know, watermelons are vine plants. I'm also trying to do this on the opposite side. What I want to do is have this grow, come out, and train it to go down this edge, to go straight down this edge. Now, it may or may not work, guys, but guess what? It's my first time, and I wanted to try it. So, probably didn't see this, and I'm sorry that we took it up beforehand. These butter crunch lettuce did very well. They got to be about this tall, and we found they were going out to seed. We ate plenty lettuce. We gave lettuce away, and you know, we had to pull them up now. We can actually plant some more if we wanted to. So I have butter crunch here, I have butter crunch there. So let's get to the pineapple. The pineapple is growing. I had to put a fiberglass rod in it for support. I didn't want to put this in a tomato cage, but I wanted to support this plant because it was just leaning over. So if you see, it is growing. It's not as green as I think it should be, but I do fertilize it. But what I do see is some new growth. If you follow this, see this new growth right here? Now, let me explain what happened to this one. Apparently it's sweet, and my dog Bossy, one of my beagles, she grabbed the entire pineapple plant and took it off. Was I upset? Absolutely. But again, on this one, I still see new growth. That was not a part of this when I planted this plant. So overall, let's just see what happens. I know pineapples are slow growing. I get that, but it is what it is. All right. So this is the overview of my entire garden, you all. When I do take the cabbage up, I will plant something else. I have a buddy that's sending me some cucuzzas. I think I pronounced that right. And those cucuzzas are Italian squash. And he's also sending me some Italian eggplants. So when I do that, when I take these cabbage up, those plants will be going in these cabbage buckets. So again, I just hope I have shared some things with you to make you want to say, you know what, I want to grow a garden too. So let me show you how this sprayer sprays. Okay, I really like this sprayer, you all, because I saw at the end it had a fan and a comb and a string, all right, and you can just turn it. But it really does well. I keep it on fan because if I pump this thing up, watch how it sprays, you all. So everything I told you is already in here, but I literally can come here and cover everything. Now, one thing I will tell you is that when I spray, I don't spray when it's wet. What I mean by that is I don't spray when the plant is wet because I want to make sure I have full coverage. So I make sure the plants are dry. Usually in the evening, I'll come in and I will spray the entire plant and make sure everything is wet. So this is a good fan, as you can see, and you can cover plants easily. It's a lot better than just doing it with a spray bottle that you have to keep pressing and pressing and pressing and wear your hand out. God forbid if you have carpal tunnel. All right, so the next question is, how often do you spray it? All right, so I literally spray normally every 10 to 14 days because I try to prevent any bugs. Some people wait and they're reactive. I try my best to be proactive. I want to have a beautiful garden. As you know, things grow at night. So every morning I look out my window and I see what has grown. These corn plants really look bad for a few weeks there, but we had a couple of days that were 95 degrees and they just took off. I saw the tassels come at the top and they just took off. We'll see what happens, y'all. But you know, again, you have to experiment. Sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not. It's just like life. You have to experiment and figure out. I love doing research to find out why this is not doing whatever it's doing. I mean, it's literally a simple Google search. You can literally say, why aren't my squash plants maturing? Why are they shriveling up on the vine? And you will get answers. Somebody's out there has had the same problem you have, and they've documented it and they've told you the answer to it. So do your research and make sure you are asking the questions that you need to ask to make sure that your garden is healthy and to make sure that you're straight when you're doing what you do. Listen, I appreciate you all joining me for this. I was asked by another subscriber to do an update on my garden. This is my garden in May 2022. We're growing, everything is green, and we're doing well. And we have had about 12 days of 90-some degree weather here in Texas. So we have a good growing season here, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of our harvest with you. Y'all stay tuned, and thank y'all so much for watching. And guess what? Y'all know what this is. This is Featherston Family Outdoors. Y'all take care of yours. Some of those acorns that were growing into trees, I decided to plant 2 of them over here, and I'm probably going to transplant. But as you see, these oak trees are doing well. So I just wanted to show you that. I just didn't throw away those acorns that were growing into trees. The pineapple was broken off the stem by my dog. Miss Lacey decided to put it in water to see if it'll grow roots. I don't know whether it will or not, but I just wanted you to know we just didn't throw that pineapple away. I think we may have to cut the stem, the top off, and plant it from the top. I always want updates on my puppies. That's my man Red Tide. He's doing well. And there's Shorty over there. She's the runt, but she is doing well too. Both of them are happy and healthy. Here's my male. That is Jet. This is Bo. That's Jet. That's Smoke. And that, my man, is Toss. My females, we got Diamond. We have Mocha, which is Jet's sister, and we got this Penny girl right here, Peace. So this is Debo. Y'all remember the puppy Debo? This is Debo. He now weighs 35 pounds. And this is his mama Sandy. Sandy should be pregnant now. We'll share more of that later. This is my bossy girl here. Boss is coming in the heat. I don't want puppies right now, so I have her separated me off.